Namaskar. Hello. My name is Nidhi Thakur and I present to you my debut collection book called When She Married Dr. Patekar and Other Stories. This is a book of 11 short stories that have a common theme of nostalgia. Most importantly, these are stories of people who have left the familiar, be it their state, be it their country, be it their people, and come out to fend for themselves and make new lives in newer spaces, knowing fully well that their cultural identities create a dissonance with the world in which they are beginning to settle. So how do they go about navigating the new territory, striking roots? These are themes that range from the concept of the family, marriage, hate, abuse, care, and reminiscing. Most importantly, these are global Desi tales, a post-Y2K IT-led wave of immigrants who spread across the world. This is also a time period which unfortunately sees 9/11, and so it is a post 9/11 world in America, and it is a pre-WhatsApp phase, which means connectivity with India is still patchy. Memories, nostalgia, and reminiscing is still a core of what makes you continuously connect with India. These characters range from a famous Bollywood star, appreciate and accept the fickleness of fame, living an NRI life, to an ex-army officer from India who is very torn between trading his passport for care by his only child who is in America, not only because of his ties of patriotism, but also because there's something called keeping memories. So how did the book come about? The book is truly a labor of love. Also, over the last couple of years, I have been doing a lot of poetry and shayari in both English and Hindustani language. And you will see that I could not resist from decorating this book and its contents similarly, therefore, with some couplets that I have composed for the stories in Hindustani language with English translations. I'm going to read, this is from the first story called Being Krishna. The postcard-sized picture had wasted edges and a pall of pale yellow all over it. It was about as old as he was. His mother's big round belly was proof of that. She sat in the hollow of a spacious rattan chair with her thin bangle-encrusted hands holding on to the chair's sides, her ballooned abdomen accentuating her lean frame. A large brood of people staged positions on her either side, people of various ages, and then we go on to describe the people, the concept being anyhow there was no guessing that that was the large family his mother had alluded to wistfully on rare occasions. The family she talked about was always full of lots of people, from newborn infants to the married, the unmarried, and the widowed. Adults, including those few with ancient wizened faces. It was a village. It was the family. And then, referring to our Bollywood star and what she was and felt like when she was in India, here goes. She smiled fully and acted like she was the character that she played, but most importantly, she danced. She swayed, slithered, shook, and surrendered to music in a way that left her fans heartbroken in a complete way. Dreamy-eyed, the fans left movie halls with a promise to themselves to find wives or become wives that danced like Mehak, smiled like Mehak, or winked like Mehak, or at least were named the same. She was India's salve for the infinitely festering wounds of unemployment, poverty, inequality, and sectarianism, all of which kept leading to hapless killing of the tribals and the underrepresented. Occasionally, she felt like she was Mother Teresa, a unifier, a large figure, perhaps capable of conjuring an end to some, if not all, misery. So such was the grandeur that Mehak came from. And then I'm going to read a part of a nostalgia on somebody that we'd never imagined. Almost everything other than the garbage duly assigned to garbage bins was reused, recycled, and refurbished. Food leftovers were often offered to stray cows on the road or used to make compost for the garden. Everything else in the house, ready to be thrown, was first provided to domestic help. Whatever the maid refused went to the kabadiwala, the recycler on the bicycle. He did his rounds on Sundays on a bicycle fitted with gunny sacks on both sides to carry the household refuse sold to him. English newsprint and beer bottles fetched the highest price. In a session with him, everything in the house was fair game. He could put a value on every broken mixer, grinder, pressure cooker, or even motorcycle spare part, dish-shaped utensil, leaking plastic bucket, and suitcase devoid of wheels and locks. Things that the colonel's wife did not display to the kabadiwala, either because she forgot or because she did not label them unusable yet, were efficiently picked up by his sharp gaze. Haggling with him was lovely because she was getting paid for most things that had long outlived their prescribed use in her eyes. That's the kabadiwala. I hope you read the book. I would love for you to write a review or send me a feedback and connect with me on social media. I am on Instagram as Nidhi Thakur, Heart versus Mind. I'm also on Facebook as Nidhi Thakur, Twitter as Tweets by Nidhi. I hope we connect as readers, as people who promote, curate, read, and nurture books and literature. Thank you. Dhanyavad.